name is Suman. The way you remember it is take the word Superman, take away per from the middle, and then it's Suman left over. All right, this is talking about Anvesa, a product I've recently come to learn about. And you can see what it's talking about there about Azure, and it's deployed so that it could be accessed from the cloud. And its review capability is very, very impressive. It seems to be the best in their niche. If you do Google searches, there are certain kinds of queries you can do. And you can put in multiple words. You could also do much more advanced things, like if the words are in proximity to each other, within 3 words of each other, and other advanced kinds of searching. Anvesa can do all of that. And it can also provide access to external algorithms. So what we're going to do with that Anvesa tool is we're going to, as this flow shows, we're going to progress from those simple search algorithms like you put into Google every day, and we're going to go to learning algorithms, algorithms that learn. Sometimes that kind of capability is called predictive coding. So you're predicting what search terms will work better for you in getting discovery. The idea is to enhance Anvesa queries, to incorporate these learning algorithms, and with that capability to interrogate a given data set, like a bunch of case files, to find out what the relevant documents will be from that. So this is a pyramid diagram which talks about the hierarchy of what you can do in e-discovery. If you look at the bottom, from the top, that is a progression from simple searching to more intelligent searching to finally to learning. Then you search in the metadata of the files you're looking at. Now you're not just looking at the content of the files, you're looking at the authors of the files. You're looking at the date stamps, the time stamps, when the files were published. In some cases, when the file was modified. You might be able to trace changes in files. And then what you can see is Anvesa has those capabilities already. So what this process, this predictive coding or machine learning process does is you have a data set, a bunch of files that you need to perform discovery on. What you construct using subject matter experts, or in the case of legal files, lawyers or attorneys, you construct a seed set and you review that, and you want to identify what kinds of topics or other information you're looking for. So they code each document in the seed set as responsive or unresponsive. That's the terminology. It means, is the document relevant to what I'm trying to discover, or is it not relevant? Then you put that seed set, so whatever those words are that you're looking for, you put them in to your software, and that creates an internal algorithm for predicting what other documents are going to be relevant. That software then users sample the results of that software, and then they refine the algorithm. And you continually iterate and refine the algorithm and refine what your input is to get your desired output, the documents you want to discover. And then the software, after you've done some training on it, then proceeds and finds in your entire archive of documents you're looking at, it gives you a result of what documents are relevant and other associated data associated with those documents, which then you can analyze. So I'll show you a couple of examples of the kind of things this process can generate. So this is 806,000 articles in a Reuters news archive. So 806,000 documents. That chart starts at 0 on the bottom axis and goes up to 100,000. So the question is, do you need to search all 800,000 documents in order to find out all the documents that are relevant, that you desire? The answer is no. What you do is you do these learning algorithms. You create a seed set, an initial try, and then you iterate, and it refines the seed set to the point where you can search a small percentage of this 800,000 and come up with 90% of the relevant documents there. So spending much less time. So a couple of topics are shown here. Here is war and civil war. There are 32,000 plus articles in this data archive which are relevant to that. Do you need to review all 800,000? No. By using this learning algorithm, this predictive technique, you found 90% after searching only 4% of that 800,000. From that same data archive, now this axis going up across the bottom is a span in time from January 2014 to August 2014. What they do is they take a look at the metadata like we were talking about before. So you're looking at this documents in this news archive, and you're looking at what topics are in the news at a given time. You're monitoring every day, and you're plotting which topics are being talked about most. But then, whoa, what happened in March? All of a sudden, you get a gigantic increase in one topic. So you can see that this trend suddenly changed. But you can mine the information and show yourself a topic flow. The idea is with eDiscovery, you have learning algorithms. They learn on the fly, according to that first box. So the idea is to continue its learning, as in the first bullet under there, and it happens through adjusted sets. Whatever your input is, your seed sets are, they are changing intelligently. Supervised learning is infused by human monitoring and human review. That's what the supervision is in the learning. Human supervised learning. And there is such a thing as unsupervised learning. You can actually choose algorithms which do everything and automatically guess everything themselves. Humans are generally smarter than algorithms, but algorithms are generally faster than humans. So there are pros and cons to each. You can choose to use some of each. And then what you do is you leverage each category of learning algorithms to enact both supervised and unsupervised learning. This is not something that you as a user necessarily need to know. You don't need to know the details of the algorithms. You just can choose the option as to whether you want to participate or you want to let it run by itself first. And then participate and then run by itself. So it's an option for you to choose as users. And so then the path forward for this is testing these different mathematical algorithms. And then what happens is, in Anvesa, there is a search field now, which is very powerful and has lots of options, as you've seen. Now that same search field will have additional backends, additional checkboxes for you that you can check. So that you could say, I want to turn on predictive coding for this discovery that I want to do. And that's what you're going to be capable of doing. That's what's on the roadmap. You're very kind. Thank you.